Pow! And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And yo, Joe! Happy G.I Joe June to everybody. We are now 5 days in and we've got a lot of news to talk about. Mainly that big Haslab, and when I say big Haslab, I mean literally a big Haslab that got revealed today. The rumors turned out to be true as we expected them to be, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So we're gonna break this down as always, but you know I cannot do this on my own. I have to bring in the people that are on the front line for me. I'm just the man in the chair in this situation. Let me bring in the co-hosts of Joes+Juice. It is of course Mini Plastic Multiverse Tom and then Mark Tac. Gentlemen, how are we doing? Tom's torpedo today. Are you?
I'm literally just paddled in.
In the canoe. There it is, live.
I was hoping for a Haslab kayak and canoe, but it's...
We can dream. It might happen. Mark, how are you doing?
I'm good, Dan. I'm good, Tom. Yeah.
How was your route to the show? A little less wet?
That's right. I just had to go up a flight of stairs, so a little less dramatic, yeah.
Okay, cool.
No Cobra operatives waiting for me on the way up.
Well, we've got lots to talk about today, including that massive news. So again, we're not going to waste any time here. I will say thank you to everyone in the chat already. I will quickly go through the housekeeping first and foremost. So you know what to do, people. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the long form content. Me and Rich on a Thursday. Legend the Liquor every other Sunday. Turtles and Team, me and Super Turk. And then today, the first Joes and Juice of June. And I'm sure we'll probably do another one to wrap up the month as well. But it's a good one to start. If you want to contribute to the channel and this long form content, then please do so. Anything over £4 or $4. Friday will literally read out your super chat. You can contribute to the channel and to the show, get your thoughts and opinions heard, and it's always appreciated. And hit that join button, become a channel member at the members club tier, and you can literally be on the channel. You are supporting, much appreciated. We will say hello to the chat. I've already got a poll going up as well, but I do want to start off with like a weird disclaimer. Now I don't feel like I need to say this, but I just want to say this just for the greater good, right? So Haslab is a sore subject, okay? We all know it's a sore subject. There are dividing opinions amongst the toy community. So we're not here today to discuss any political element of Haslab or should Hasbro be doing a Haslab or any nonsense like that. I think we're all in universal decision here that we don't think Hasbro need to do the Haslab format. I think that's obvious. Do they need to do it? No. Should these be sold direct to consumer? Yes, absolutely. But the reality is they don't. They choose to do a Haslab, and then us as consumers, we also have a choice whether we want to back these projects, and that is everyone's individual personal choice based off the information in front of you, okay? So all of our opinions today are our own thoughts and opinions. By no means do we feel like anyone needs to feel the same way we do, and we're not trying to change anyone's mind. We're just here to have a fun conversation about our hobby and the stuff that we collect, all right? So we're genuinely excited here today, so hopefully you can join in with us, all right? But so just wanted to put that out there at the start. Gentlemen, do you agree with my sentiment there?
Yeah, done. Yeah.
But the thing is, you say that, Dan, but Hasbro just delivered a package just before we got here, and you never guess what I've got.
I can't believe it. World exclusive.
Can you believe it?
World exclusive.
I'm the first one to get it.
See, that's what it gets for you.
I can't show you any more than that.
Okay, that's fair. We got a teaser. That's all we wanted. But again, Rich M says, burn the witch. Let's just say hello to the chat first and foremost. As I said, today we want to get you guys involved with this conversation. At the end of today's stream, we may take in a couple of, we may throw out the Zoom link to a few people to come on to share their thoughts. But look at this. Bring Toys to Work. Kicking us off.
Bring Toys to Work donated $50. Showing my support. Excited I get to finally watch a stream live again. Love these three gents right here. Happy Classified Haslab reveal day.
Bring Toys to Work, you're an absolute legend. Thank you for confirming Friday works, and thank you very much for the very generous super chat. You know you don't have to do that, Michael. He said, showing my support, excited to finally watch a stream live again. Love these three gents right here. Happy Classified Haslab reveal day. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael. Much appreciated for kicking us off there. So you can see the chat is on the screen right now. I've got a poll up, right? The poll quite simply asks a very simple question. Will the Dragonfly get fully funded? Yes? No? And then I'll give a third option of fully funded with all the unlocks. So far, 74% say yes, 3% say no. So that's probably one randomer out there doesn't think it's going to get funded. But again, they could be right. Who knows? It isn't funded yet. And I also saved a pinned tweet. When I set up the stream up earlier, it was 7 minutes past 6, and it was at 5,000 backers. So it already hit its halfway point just 2 hours after it went revealed. After it was revealed. So it's on the right track. It's on the right track. So just throwing a few names out there to anyone in the chat as well. Let me scroll up a little bit. Shout out Damien, Jay's Tools Collection UK, Quinn Comics, 16 Shooter, Mike Hex, Adam Batman Moran, of course, Michael Bring Toys to Work, Viper, Greg Finstad, Arvin, Jay on the Grind, Hobby, California Red Devil, Firefly, Big M, Doc Avenger, Striding, Rich M, Sean, Ronin. Beautiful, right? Craig, I can see there as well. Thank you very much for joining us. We're not going to make you wait any longer. We're going to get into the conversation. So today, of course, Haslab revealed the Dragonfly. Now, it was heavily rumored. We spoke about it yesterday on Legends and Liquor, so it didn't really come as a surprise to anyone, even though me and Tom were sort of still holding on to the hope that it may be a ground vehicle. But after the reveal, again, I need to eat my words a little bit, and we will explain all. But let me get the graphics up and show this glorious beast, behemoth of a thing, because it is massive, and there's no escaping that. It is massive. So let me press the button. Here we go. The Dragonfly has officially been revealed on Hasbro Pulse. That is your base offering. You get Wild Bill, the Dragonfly helicopter itself, a base stand, loads of effect pieces, add-on parts for the helicopter. It is £289.99p in the UK, all right? So it's a little different in the US. I believe in the US it's $275. In the UK, of course, our tax is already in our product, so I'm assuming that's what the difference is there. But to be fair, it's always a random ratio on the conversion rate with Hasbro. But it runs until the what was it? The 11th. I've got the date here. The 18th of July until midnight, 18th of July. And to get fully funded, it needs 10,000 backers for that base offering to be unlocked, and we everyone who backs it gets it. So far, right now, it is at 6,570. Oh, my chat came up on the stream. 6,566 backers. So within the space of me setting up the stream to now, it has already went up over 1,000 backers. Absolutely insane. There's a lot to break down here, so we will discuss and break down the details and stuff. But let me just first get these guys' initial reactions of this giant helicopter Haslab reveal. Now, if you watched Legends and Liquor yesterday, then Mark thought the rumors would come true. He knew this was happening, so I'll go to Mark first. Mark, now it is actually here. It has been confirmed. We are getting the Dragonfly. What do you think?
It looks even better than I thought it would do, Dan. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that strikes me, and this is the second example of this, Hiss was the first, the classified Haslabs just look so good. Like when they reveal them, they look, it looks, a couple of things I really like just looking at it, in that image there initially. Really like the sort of darker greens, it's not too light. Yet the LED screens are fantastic. In fact, the LED screens in the cockpit are one of the things that really impressed me when Lenny was going through it all. But it's just so well done. I mean, the three of us were chatting when it was revealed, in our kind of our chat, and we were all sort of talking about all the things we liked about it. And like you say, Dan, I think when we were talking yesterday on Legends and Liquor, we're all kind of going, oh, probably like a tank. Then this is revealed, and we're like, right, when are we getting it? What we, So it's just the power of how well these are done, aren't they? Like in that, it just convinces you when you see it. You're like, and especially the other thing, without talking about price too much, I think the price is very good for what you're getting. So very impressive.
No, talking about the price is absolutely fair game. So we will discuss that. Of course we will. But again, we'll break down all these details. But initial thoughts on the Dragonfly, Tom?
Well, epic in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
It's almost too epic. I'm still struggling now to display this thing. But it is amazing. Like Mark says, there's just so many good bits to it. I particularly like the jet trails. When they put those on, it looked amazing. And the figures coming with it. I want both of those figures. I mean, I know we're only getting the Wild Bill to start off with, but who's the other one? I can't remember who the other one was now. I've gone blank. But Ripcord.
Is it Ripcord?
Yeah, Ripcord. Yeah. It's a Nike.
Look,
yeah, Night.
I almost want him more than Wild Bill. So
yeah, so
yeah,
that's how I feel actually as well. I actually prefer Ripcord to Wild Bill. Yeah.
So again, it is over 2.5 foot long. You told me a stat earlier, right, about Galactus. Is it what was the scale compared to Galactus? So I've got Galactus right here.
Galactus is 32 inches, and this is 34 and a bit.
So this is bigger than Galactus on his side, right?
Yeah, if you stood it on its end, it would be taller than Galactus.
Right, I'm going to pick up Galactus right now, right? Okay, so here's Galactus. Okay, so so like, if it's bigger than Galactus, and I'm holding Galactus like this now, like, this thing is going to be ridiculously big. I don't.
You would almost hold Galactus sideways, then you'll get a sense of its height as well.
Yeah, like that as a helicopter in my hand, like absolutely insane. So. Yeah, like when they started off the live stream, they started off with a video, didn't they? Like a little breakdown video. They had a Hawk talking to the Joe, saying they need to back this. All very nicely done, of course. And they show you the dimensions on screen. So you think, oh, okay, yeah, that's big. But you don't really realise how big it is until like they cut to Emily and Lenny here and seeing just the sheer size of this thing on the table. And what we were saying yesterday, Tom, well, at least I was saying in regards to I wanted a ground vehicle because I thought it'd be better for display. I thought I'd be able to selfishly fit it into my display better. I didn't really have anywhere to dangle stuff from the ceiling and stuff like that. But the fact that this comes with the big display base, and again, it's not a small display base, it's like a nice hefty size. Like it turns this into a centerpiece, it's a proper display piece, and I was saying to Mark, it's like with all the effect pieces attached, it captures just a moment, just a scene, like with the jets coming off. I don't know, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did seeing it seeing it in the physical form, and that's just the unpainted prototype.
It was one of those things where you start figuring out the dimensions, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, like so obviously they've said this wouldn't come out if it backs. Again, we all have to say if, because this isn't a sure thing yet. So if it backs, they said this is a summer 2024 release. So I always think to myself, that's a problem for future Dan. Future Dan can deal with that problem. Present Dan doesn't have to worry about that. Present Dan just needs to find the funds to put down. And again, it's my choice to put the funds down on this, of course, because I quite like the base offering. So let's go through what that base offering is here. So again, I'm just going off the pictures from the live stream. So let's look at 34 inches in width. So again, if you've got a Galactus at home, put it on its side and it's bigger than Galactus on his side, which is ridiculous. There's a picture of Lenny. There's all the base offering bits at the bottom. So it comes with salsa and something or other, some like guns on the side.
Chips and salsa.
And they all have the ports for the blast effects. You've got a working winch as well with the rope coming down. You've got the turret on the front. You've got another turret that you can attach to the bottom of it as well. But I don't think they showed that off in the video because I think you have to put that on the middle maybe where the base is. So that's why they didn't show that off on the stream. But there's the turret on the front, articulated. It's got some more ports on the front as well for more blast effects. It's got like ports that open up to reveal like mechanics and stuff. Obviously fake mechanics, but still we like those details. Like the wings, the tail on the back, you can make it accurate to the original retro version of the Dragonfly, or you can sort of just articulate it your own style. Again, they kept talking about customization, as if you buy more than one of these, you can make them look a little bit different and unique on the shelf. Decals come with it as well, which I didn't even realize until I started reading this, the blurb on the website. But it comes with decals that you can choose to put on or not to put on, or maybe put on one that you buy or not put on at all. So you've got more options like that. Of course, there's the winch they were showing off. That's again can come off if you don't want it. There's a decent chunk here for the base offering. So like they could have I'm not saying I would agree with this by any means, but we wouldn't have put it past Hasbro to put the blast effects as like a tier unlock, which would have been frustrating as hell. So I'm glad that the base offering is a full package. Do you know what I mean? We're not looking at the base offering going, we're missing something. Like we're actually getting the helicopter, the attachments, a driver, and like, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes Hasbro play sneaky games where they give you the vehicle, but then you've got to unlock the driver or unlock the effect pieces. So I do like as a base offering, I feel like I'm getting a full package. So let's discuss that here real quick, because again, it's important. So for a base offering, just your own personal preferences here, you're speaking for yourself and no one else. Are you comfortable with the price range here of the base offering? So again, in the UK, it is under £300. It is £289.99, and no taxes on top of that. No shipping is on top of that. That is your all-in price for us in the UK, £289.99. I'll say first, as I said, I was hoping this would be. Don't get me wrong, I'd love all my toys and collectibles to be a lot cheaper than this, but the reality is they're not, and like this is the high ticket item. Am I comfortable paying that with the base offering? I think I am. Would I be more comfortable with all the unlocks as well? Yes, absolutely. But I think right now, as a base offering, as I said, I feel like I'm getting a full package here. And this is going to be an epic display piece. So I'm good with it. Would I like it to be cheaper? Yes, of course I would. But again, the reality is it's not. This is the price, and I'm okay with it. Tom, what do you think?
This has got to be the first time on a Haslab where a year after the previous Haslab, the price has gone down. And the size has gone up.
The size has gone up, price has gone down. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know I'm kind of like what Hasbro thinking, but I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same, Dan. I think it's very good value for what it is, and the price and everything comes with loads of pieces, as you can see in the picture there. I think it's very good. Yeah, very good value.
Yeah, value is a key point again, and that's why these Haslab topics can sometimes be a little bit uncomfortable. But again, it's everyone's individual personal choice whether they want to buy this or not. You don't have to, of course. You can walk on by. But again, as collecting Joes, I think I'm virtually a completionist on classified at the moment. Like, I don't think I can continue that moving forward because there's so much coming out. But this now in itself. Again, a problem for future Dan to find the space for this, but this can't sit in a box with the potential of get displayed. Like, this needs to be displayed. Like, like the
your Joe display, Dan, where you've got the cabinets, three holes either side.
Yeah,
the shelf along the top, is that big enough?
So in my head now, right, I've got my Joes at the minute are in like a one vertical shelf, right? 3 big shelves vertically. In my head, I'm thinking now they need to go 3 shelves horizontally, and the bigger vehicles go on the top because I've got more clearance type thing. So I'm already started to redesign my display, and I haven't even finished it as it is. Do you know what I mean? But I told you, problem for future Dan. But I'm thinking, because I've got 2 HISS tanks on the way, so I'm thinking 2 HISS tanks either side, flank, and then this helicopter can be the centerpiece in the middle type thing, with like an army in between it, because we've got plenty of army builders. So this again, world building is a big deal for me. Like, I love world building, and like we can absolutely do this now. That was one of the big points of G.I Joe back in the day, is that vehicles, play sets, it just made the whole line feel like you were creating something. And now finally we have something that's not just a bloody bike or ram cycle. We've got the HISS tank yet to come, of course, but now our Joes have finally got something to attack the HISS, and it seems like it's a good match as well. Like, it's a good match. So I've seen people already in the chat saying they're buying more than one. Again, good luck finding the space for more than one, let alone one. Do you know what I mean? But let's break down some of these features here. So again, there's your base offering on the table. So again, there's LED elements on this. There's the cockpit that lights up. It has a spotlight as well. It has exterior lights. Is that something you like, or could you have done without? Like, I know people are going to throw that out there as a counter argument, saying, well, it could have been cheaper still if you didn't include those features. But I'm not mad at those features. Like, I think it just adds a new element to it. And again, for people that take ACBA and take photos, and it's definitely going to create a cool dynamic. What do you think about the lights and stuff on it, Tom?
Like you say, it'll look great in photos. I could have taken it either way. I mean, I'm not too fussed about the lights. It would definitely look great in photos. But the trouble I think is, you don't want to leave the batteries in it, because then the acid starts leaking out. So then you never put the batteries in after the first time you've had it out. And I have so many toys that have batteries in them, and they either have the batteries in, and I'm in the back of my mind stressing that they shouldn't be in there, or they just haven't got batteries in and I've never used them. So I'm kind of like, I'm happy without, but it's great to have it at the same time.
Yeah, you were praising the cockpit element, Mark. So do you like the element of the lights, or could you do without?
I like it, Dan. I think these things are nice, as an extra element. I think, to be honest, they, you kind of want bells and whistles on something you're paying that much for, right? Like it's, or at least you want that option, because I think the good thing with Classified now is there's something for everyone who wants a vehicle, right? If you think the Haslab is a lot and probably out of your price range, there's Trouble Bubbles. There's there's what's his name?
The Rams. You got the Rams.
The Rams, exactly.
Serpentor.
Scrap Iron with his missile launcher. So there is something for everyone at every tier. So I mean, obviously, if you're a completionist, then it's going to be a bit difficult if you can't, afford it.
Yeah, this isn't for your casuals. A Haslab isn't for the casual, is it? It's for the fan base of the brand.
But I like all that stuff. I like all the light up features and sort of sound effects and anything like that, because then it's not something you're buying in a store, right? It's something you're putting, a large chunk of money down for something special, or essentially a one-off made thing. So you kind of want those features. It's nice to have those features, I guess, is what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, more on the side here. So decals included, which they didn't really talk about much in the introduction video, but it definitely details them on the Haslab page. So I'm assuming, obviously, they're customizable. You can put them on, you can not put them on. I haven't really seen the decal sheet, so I'm not sure how many options you have as such. But again, it's another customizing ability. You've got some missiles on the side. You've got the Salsa sort of rocket, I suppose, with the blast effect, and all those little dots, all those sort of honeycomb ports can all fit in the sort of regular blast effects as well, which I'm assuming you're going to be able to get from the scrap iron you were talking about. So
yeah,
they're all the same. I think Lenny made a point to say the ones at the front as well were the right size for other blast effects. There's a bird's eye view of all the blast effects and stuff like that. What do you think of the customizability on the side, Tom? You said at the start there you really like that effect there where the rocket looks like it's blasted off. Again, something I really like as well. Probably how I envision displaying mine. It just adds so much more fun factor to the display element, right?
I just think having all the little flaps, all the little bits you can fiddle around with, just kind of changing it up and mixing it around, that just adds so much fun to it. And because I was going into this bit like it has to be a tank, I was not interested. But when you get that kind of that giddy kid feeling where your stomach's a bit like lively and you're a bit like, wow, this has got me already, and I don't really want to be got by it, but I've got.
Look,
and I think I've had that ever since the live stream. I'm just kind of
this hobby. We do this because it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be fun, right? Bottom line is we do it because we love it. It's nostalgic and it's meant to be fun. If you don't feel if you're not having fun with this hobby, then it makes me scratch my head while you're here. This looks like a fun item. Yes. Is it big? Is it going to take up room? Is it expensive? Yes, absolutely. But is it going to be fun for a lad that loves his military theme? Like, it's embedded in us all girl, of course, no discrimination here. Yes, it is going to be fun, absolutely. And again, in my head, I wasn't thinking about the display element of an air vehicle. I was panicking, going, am I going to have to get some fishing wire and like dangle it from a roof or something? But like, they've answered that for me with a pretty. It's not like a little display base either, where it's just just a few inches off the floor, just so it's literally in an action pose as such. That's why I was.
And you know what it reminds me of, Dan? What it looks like? It looks like a spotlight coming from the helicopter. So if you can use your imagination, it sort of looks like a spotlight looking down the ground, searching for Cobra agents or whatever, or troops or whatever. So,
and again, that can be customized once you get it in hand. You can add some more lights or whatever. But yeah, looking at that, it does look a bit like a spotlight, doesn't it? To be fair, you could put Cobra Commander in there, waving his fist at the sky.
Yeah.
But I do like the pops of colour as well with the blast effects. They're going to stand out against the sort of military green. The rotors. Let's talk about the rotors for a second here. So, I've still already seen a few memes online of people saying that like they're going to display this on their like ceiling fan, so it's like constantly looks like it's just flying in your room. Would you have liked a motorized rotor? Again, we're just daydreaming here, people. We're just having a bit of fun. If this came with a motorized rotor where you could just turn a button and leave it on to just spin, Would you have liked that, or were we like, no, that's stop going too far, Dan?
You can actually justify.
I think that's not far enough, Dan.
Yeah, we need to get in it. We need to sit in it. It needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
You can tell everyone else in your family that it's like a fan keeping you cool in the summer heat.
Yeah.
And then you've justified the purchase.
But
rather than just having a massive
let me go to the page. Lenny did show this off on the prototype, of course, but I think there's a video here of them. There's some more of the insides. There's the rotors here. So it's working rotor. Again, it's not motorized. It's not motorized by any means. But in my head, I'm thinking, like, if you could just get that motorized, like maybe people out there will customize it so it does just constantly spin. That would take it next level.
Not only motorized. I'll tell you a few things that I think would just icing on the cake. You know, like you say, motorized blades, sound effects, and changing color LCDs. So, like when the missile fires, it goes from green to red or something. Or if there's like a light up thing to say enemy aircraft behind or something, and a screen goes red or something. You know, like stuff like that. Of course, would be more expensive. But
like that, do you remember? Do you ever play like electronic battleships? That game,
yeah.
And it would like light up and flash when you hit the ships.
Yeah.
You'd get the sound effects.
But in a year's time, when we get this in hand, it's just going to be a bunch of grown men running around their back gardens going. Just
if we can pick it up.
Yeah. I need to be working out. I've got a year to do some working out. Again, there's the dimensions on screen. 11 over 11 inches in height as well. The width, as we saying, is massive. It's 34, and then even like. Depth-wise, it's still nearly 14 inches as well. So that's the wingspan, which again, massive. Poor Jay just did Jay's Toys Collection UK has just done a collection video on his Joe's display, and now he's going to have to move it around already if he gets this. We're going to make Jay get this. If anyone we can encourage to get this, it will be Jay. But there you go. There's some more pictures, and these are from the Hasbro Pulse page. So let's talk about Bill here. Wild Bill William. So, of course, he came with the original Dragonfly back in the day. So he's the perfect pairing for this. And again, looks great in figure form. The classified, again, the individual classified figures, they're on fire at the minute. They're hardly putting a foot wrong. What do you think of Bill here? Comes with his little toupee. I always think they miss a trick by not giving us like a hat with, do you know, like, because the hat here is going to constantly have the hair sculpted on it. Like, if you're going to give us the separate hair, give us the separate hat as well. Do you know what I mean? Just go that extra little bit. So that's my little nitpick about Wild Bill. But what do you think, Tom?
This is kind of like the thing that entices me the most, because, I mean, to me, Wild Bill's quite a big character. And if you don't have Wild Bill, then that's when my brain starts going, if you miss Wild Bill, then you may as well just not buy any more classified.
Yeah.
So the choice is either buy the helicopter or don't collect it anymore. Well, but that's just my stupid brain.
To be fair, they haven't officially said that this is the only way to get Wild Bill. They haven't tried to force that on us. There could be a variant down the line, but you're absolutely right. He's a big character. We haven't gotten the classified line yet. He's a part of the helicopter itself, the Dragonfly itself. So he had to be the case. What do you think, Mark, of Wild Bill?
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good, Dan. Like Tom says, it is one of those things, isn't it? Where like you say there, maybe it won't be the only version, but at the same time, do you really want Wild Bill without his helicopter? I mean, it's like the same thing with Copperhead. He needs his moccasin. Maybe that'll be a future classified Haslab. But yeah, if I had Wild Bill, I'm talking myself into it now. But if I had Wild Bill, I'd want him to have his Dragonfly to go alongside him. So. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of...
Just think of all your armies on the shelf, right? You're the army building king. All these armies you got on the shelf. They need someone to guide them with a spotlight in the sky. Get ahead of them, right? We're going to make sure Mark gets this. Don't you worry. So there's Wild Bill. He comes with the jacket, which can be removable. His holster with his guns, of course. The two pistols, sunglasses, and an interchangeable head. As I said, he comes with the toupee or the hat with the hair sculpted on. Again, they're missing a trick by not just giving us a separate hat. I don't mind them sculpting the hair to the hat so it looks better when it's on the figure, but give us the separate hat as well. All right. So there's Wild Bill. So again, he's part of the base offering. No messing around here. You get the vehicle, all the attachments, and then the Bill as the base offering. Now let's go down to some more of the unlocks here. So, okay, so the first one We've got Ripcord, but I think they called it the Night Force version of Ripcord. Yeah. So it's like with the dark greens and blacks, the same that we're getting. We're getting a Night Force version of Big Ben, UK rapping Big Ben, later this year. So he's sort of going to fit into that sub theme. We know we're going to get a Ripcord as well in the classified line separately anyway. So not the only place to get this character, but he looks really good here. Like, he comes with everything you're going to need to be piloting, being gunner, essentially, of this vehicle. He even comes with the parachute sort of backpack there, the goggles, the helmet. He comes with the respirator on the front as well for the mask. And again, they have the seat belts, don't they, coming over the top in the cockpit. So yeah, these are going to look, all the details, they've thought about all the details in there. These are going to look great. And both of the panels as well for the gunner and the pilot apparently are different as well. It's not just copy and paste. One of them's, Lenny said in the video that they're individual panels. So one of them's got the gunner panel with targets and stuff. The other one has like navigation and fuel and stuff, because here's the pilot. The pilot sits at the back, the gunner sits at the front. So you said you were more excited about Ripcord than Wild Bill there, Tom, and you seem pretty excited about Wild Bill. So you must like this guy.
Well, he just looks cool, doesn't he? I mean, I like Ripcord as a character. I remember him mainly from the IDW comics more recently, but just that all black uniform. I mean, have they said that we're getting the regular version in the line already?
I think
they definitely said that.
I think he's part of one of those lists. So I'm not sure if we've seen a digital render or nothing. He may have been a name-only reveal, but that name-only reveal could be referring to this, if you know what I mean.
Could be. But the fact that he's Night Force, you'd think we would get another
That's
version.
why I'm thinking, and that's why I'm thinking there's an opportunity for a separate Wild Bill as well down the line, because they didn't make a point to say, do you know, like sometimes with the Marvel team, they're like, They did it with the Goblin Queen. They were like, this is the only way you're going to get the Goblin Queen. They never said, this is the only way you're going to get Wild Bill. But they just know it makes sense for the helicopter. So there may be an opportunity to get Wild Bill down the line for people who can't afford or don't want the helicopter. So I don't mind a little alternative here with a different version of Ripcord, even if we do get another one. I've brought all the Tiger Force and Python Patrol versions of figures so far, so Cobra Island. So it's just another sub team for me, and different little team I can build on the shelf. But he'd be sitting in the cockpit unless we get some other decent unlock. So this one is at 13 orders. So at 13,000, this is the first one. So 10,000 to unlock the base offering, and then we need another 3,000 on top of that to get him. So let's just go back and give it a little.
Quite a big jump, isn't it?
Yeah. And all the unlocks are that jump, and we'll look at them in a second. But let me give it a refresh, see how it's moving. So it is now 6,799. So even while we're streaming now, people are backing. And again, I don't want to get myself in trouble with the Haslab concept. If you don't want it, if it's not for you, don't back it. Absolutely don't back it. But if you are more likely to going to back this, then why wait? Just get on it early. No risk. You can cancel. You got until the 18th. Okay. So if this is something that you think you're going to end up getting, and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'll just get it later. Get it now. Let's see what these unlocks are. Thank you very much, Ray.
Ray Ortiz donated $19.99. I'm going to use this in a Hulk display and a Hulk Buster Copter.
Oh, pal. Okay, Ray Ortiz, thank you very much for the super chat. Ray, much appreciated. He says, I'm going to use this in a Hulk display and a Hulk Buster Copter. Yeah, like, again, this is...
Good idea.
This is a 6-inch scale helicopter. One thing again, if you follow this channel, then you know I love world building and I love collecting the lines that are all in the same scale with each other. Like my miscellaneous shelf has Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, and they're all in the same scale with each other. It's like crossing the streams, crossing the worlds. There's no reason Hellfire Hank can't ride a helicopter. Do you know what I mean? I doubt Frogman will be able to sit in the back and ride shotgun because he's a bit chunky. But Hank and Tiger is going to go for a ride, or Hank and Brian will go for a ride in this. Absolutely. So, it's whether you have any attachment to the Dragonfly as a vehicle or even the G.I Joe brand, it doesn't matter. If you want a 6-inch scale helicopter, here's an option for you. Here's an option, and I doubt there's many options out there as well. So thank you very much, Ray, for the super chat. So let's go. So we just checked. So it only needs another 3,201, and it's done. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. So and it's already nearly jumped 2,000 since I set this stream up over 2 hours ago. So just a quick question, just a quick prediction before we go and look at those unlocks. Is this going to back in 24 hours? Is this going to hit 10k in 24 hours? Any predictions, Tom?
Well, I'm going to add one by the end of the stream. So.
Okay, there we go. What about you?
This needs another 3,200.
Yeah.
But it's putting on pretty fast. It might. It might. Yeah, I could see it doing it.
The Hiss Tank did back in the day. The Hiss Tank did. And it's the Hiss Tank so far is its only competition. It was the quickest back in Haslab. Will this match the Hiss Tank and back within 24 hours, Mark?
I think it will, Dan. Yeah, I think it will. I think the speed it's back with is amazing, isn't it? It shows you how hungry classified collectors are for 6-inch scale larger vehicles, because the Hiss back like that. This is, I mean, it's just, it's going to back in no time. And like Tom says, 13,000 is a lot, but I think we'll reach 13. Airborne, isn't it? Ripcord. But there's the interesting thing is there's so many. I was watching a Full Force podcast, Full Force Weekly. Their live stream. Yeah. And there was so many. There's so many good potential characters we could get, like as unlocks. Like, so that's another one. Maybe a Night Force Crazy Legs. I mean, I agree. Night Force Ripcord. The color scheme of the black and the dark green looks excellent. There's like. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Really, really good combo. Someone mentioned like the Brigade Corps, like you could get a Brigade Corps pilot, like as an army builder for an option. There's sort of there's even options like so the original Action Force, which was Z Force. There was a character called Gaucho who basically looks a bit like Gung Ho, slightly more and he's a mechanic. So that could be a possible addition. But there's so many good potential characters you could have in the unlocks. The interesting thing is there's 2 seats in this, so like the Hiss, obviously all the figures that came with the Hiss could fit in the Hiss.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, so I wonder if it's going to be like ground crew or something like that with a helicopter.
You can get someone hanging off the rope. You can get someone just holding on to a bloody missile as it launched. Just ride it.
Has it got handles? Because I hadn't really thought about it. Has it got handles?
Yes.
If you had people on the side. On the railings, can they hold on to the side of the helicopter?
We can have a look at some pictures and find out.
Living dangerously, though, aren't they, Tom? Like, a missile shooting past their ears. Like,
they're only made of plastic.
Yeah.
So, looking at the exterior, there's definitely some sculpted elements and details. I can't really see any handles as such, but again, we've just got a few initial pictures here. But there's definitely grips. Like, you can grip onto the side of that, like if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to make it work for display. It's all fantasy here, people. They're not actually real engines. They're not going to burn anyone's hand. But I wouldn't advise sitting on top of an engine and holding on for dear life. But
especially in front of missiles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's 2 seats, both as I know, both have their individual cockpits, unique as well, which I like. Both have the seat belts, and then doesn't seem to be any railing as such on the side to hold. But again, they could be dangling from the actual. The not the base as such, but what do you call it? What the legs that. What are they called? Yeah, there you go. Just have a whole team dangling off it, ready to drop.
Just hanging on.
Yeah, just you could. Why not? I'm just saying you could.
You almost want the villains hanging on. They're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Do you remember the end of that film with True Lies? With Arnold Schwarzenegger, he'd have a death row hanging off attached to a missile.
That's where my head was going with the missile. Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask the chat, as we got over 100 here. Welcome to Joes+Juice, by the way. We recap the Joes news every time there is some news and we'll probably be back in this month as well. We will discuss the rest of the Joe news as well this month, but we're excited to talk about this in a minute. I'm asking you guys, let me ask the chat, or just take a pause for a minute before we look at these other unlocks. Do you reckon it will back? This will back within 24 hours. Or if not, how long is it going to take, all right? I'll throw the chat up on screen. Again, so far with over 125 votes on the live poll, 70% of the people are confident it's going to get backed, 26% say it's going to get fully funded and all unlocks, and then 4% say no, it's not getting backed. So, curious, is this going to back in 24 hours? Just give me a yes or no, a hit and miss in the chat, and I'll read out a couple of names. Landing Gear, thank you very much. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
But is this going to back in 24 hours? I am curious what you guys think in the chat. Let's get some live reaction from you guys. As I said, this is news to us all. It got revealed at 4 p.m. UK time. So that was like 5 hours ago, if that, 5 and a bit hours ago. Okay, so Unboxing Art says yes. Ronan says yes. Adam says yes, it will back in 24 hours. Christopher Allen, shout out Christopher Allen, by the way, who had a great prediction that it possibly could have been the Havoc. Wasn't to be, but I'm curious to see. Christopher, what do you think of this? Let me know your thoughts. I want to read that out to the chat. But Christopher says yes. Jay says yes, it will back in 12 hours, he says. Unboxing Art says 24 hours for sure. Viper says yes. California Red Devil says by tomorrow for sure. Stridon says yes. Damien says sure. Your boy's got toys says this will back within the hour, it seems. Sean says for sure 24 hours. Mark Rose says yes. Derek says yeah, we're definitely back and all tiers by the end. Jody says by 8:27 Eastern. Is that morning? Are you supposed? Is that your prediction? Yeah, a lot of people. No one said no so far. So I think everyone feels like this is going to back in 24 hours. I think it would as well. As long as the hype is still going and people are excited, of course. But again, it's all about everyone's individual perspective on value, okay? Of course, you can hear other people's thoughts and opinions, but the decision will be yours ultimately. And don't ever let anyone make you feel bad for your preferences and your opinions, all right? You can, if you want it and you're excited for it, don't let anyone spoil that. Go and enjoy yourself. Yeah, Mr. Grudge says yes. Bear says yes, of course. Craig's Nostalgia Collection says yes, definitely back by tomorrow. And the tier, and hopefully might get the extra tiers. Justin Collect says, but can it hold a canoe? Look, we've got sellotape. We'll make it happen. Cheekman Kiara says, should I be back in this? Yes, Kiara, get one. To be fair, right, we sort of had this discussion about this earlier, me, Tom, and Mark. Like, technically, this is the second Haslab for Joe's, but we haven't even got the first one in hand yet, which I know some people don't like backing. People don't like backing the second one before they get the first in hand. And that's, of course, everyone's personal preference. But we don't know what the aftermarket value is going to be of the Hiss tank yet. We don't know. The Hiss tank was more expensive at its initial offering than this. It was $350, I believe. Was it $350 or $300? What was the Hiss tank? $300. So this is cheaper, slightly cheaper, but it is cheaper than the Hiss tank. So we are curious. Usually, whether you like it or not, the pattern is things get more expensive on the aftermarket. People get FOMO, people who missed out, people who just didn't know about the campaign, people who maybe didn't have the money at the time. Occasionally, you'll get lucky with someone selling theirs at retail because they just backed it, but they changed their mind a year later. Because a year is a long time. Your preferences could change, your lifestyle could change, your opinions could change. Again, that's the magic of collecting. There's no rules. You can change up anytime you want. So you may get lucky with a friend trying to get their hands, get rid of this at retail, but you're probably looking at higher than it's going up on the aftermarket. Is my point. So yeah, we shall see when the Hiss tag comes out. We don't know. Sorry, Mark, go on.
No, it's right, Dan. I was just going to say, I wonder if a lot of people, with that in mind, if they're buying multiples, if they'll sell Wild Bill, because
you don't need two of the same character, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I wonder if Wild Bill might be one that, and obviously that being, if at the moment it is the only place you can get it.
Well,
get him
with the Hiss tank. With the Hiss tank, the fourth unlock was a retro carded Cobra Commander with the Mickey Mouse logo on, which is a big deal to collectors. And that's going to be the only way to get that. So a lot of people, including myself, was thinking, well, maybe if I really wanted to, I could probably sell that carded Cobra Commander and try and offset some price. So again, it's everyone's... It's how the collecting games work, isn't it? People buy, sell. So my point is, though, after all of that rambling, this will probably go up on the aftermarket, okay? We haven't got the Hiss tank to compare it to yet for Joe brand, but going off other brands like Hasbro, like Marvel and Star Wars, and even Ghostbusters. Have you tried to see what the Ghostbuster thing is on the aftermarket? It's insane. Transformers as well. So, yeah, it's one of those where, that's what I said, if you're more likely going to want this, just get it now at the retail price. Again, if you feel like the base offering is the value is there for you. Where we will see more value is with the unlock. So let's have a look at that here. So we know Ripcord is the first one at 13,000, but they've already started to tease what the next ones are going to be. So there's two more, and they're both figures, which is nice to know. So we know we're not going to get any fancy gimmicks to attach to the wings or anything like that. We're going to get two more figures. So the next one after Ripcord at 13 is at another 3,000 at 16, and then another 3,000 after that at 19. Does anyone remember off the top of their head, or anyone in the chat can help me out? What was the final backing number of the Hiss tank? When it was all said and done, what was the final Hiss tank backing? We might be able to find out, to be fair, if we look on Pulsar South. See if I can
I
do
don't
that.
know.
See if I can do that real quick. Was it like 20? Was it over 20?
I was thinking it must be around 20, 22,000 or something.
Let's have a look. Usually they've got a past projects sort of section, haven't they, on here?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
There you go.
If you
Okay.
can do 10 in a day, then it'll do 20 overall easily.
Okay. So the Hiss tank. There you go. So the Hiss tank, at the end of the day, when all said and done, and it was a more expensive item, only a little bit more expensive, but the facts are it was a more expensive item. That hit 26,722 according to the Hasbro Pulse website. So if the same amount of fandom is there for the Dragonfly, then you will comfortably be getting all the unlocks that they've shown so far, which is Ripcord there, and then the next two, which are unknown characters at 16 and 19. That will make me feel a lot better about my purchase there. Do you know what I mean? At the minute, I'm comfortable with the base offering. Like, I feel my perception is the value's there, and again, that's my perspective. But the extra figures on top of this is going to sweeten the deal for me. Absolutely, and that's what they should be. That's what they should be. Should be a reward for backing the project. And so let's say at the end of the day, we get 4 figures. And again, we're just spitballing here. 4 figures. A figure what's the average price of a figure at the minute? About £25, $25.
Yeah.
So 4 figures would be £100. So again, you're offset against the price, and the chopper ends up being 100 and whatever. So it makes you feel better. Makes you feel better for sure. So what do you guys think of the unlocks? Would you like to see crew of the helicopter, like unique characters, new characters, or would you like to see variants of other popular characters, like we've just got with Ripcord? Maybe give us a variant version of I don't know, Duke. Let's say give us a Night Force version of Duke, or would you like to just see generic sort of mechanics or something like that? What do you want to see, and also what do you think about these numbers? Do you reckon we're going to hit them, or do you reckon that's about fair, Tom?
If it does do 10 in a day, then like I said, I think it will definitely do minimum 20 overall, so that will clear everything. So I can't see it not hitting everything at the moment, assuming that it gets to 10 by this time tomorrow.
And do you think they're fair at 3,000 a jump?
But I'd rather it was like 500.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, me too. That would be good, wouldn't it?
But yeah, 3,000 is fine as long as we do it. But these things are always fine until you're like sitting there on the last day wishing you could plough through 2 more things. So yeah, it looks good at the moment.
And in regards to characters, what would you like to see? Any predictions or wants?
I think I'd go more generic. I think it would make sense for them as well, because if you did buy this as an army builder, you probably don't want loads of unique characters. I mean, you could sell them, but I think I'd prefer like ground crew or
mechanic,
just
like
a generic
like
co-pilot or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe some alternate heads for them, so you could, like, if you did buy more than one, then you can use them for other things, or maybe those heads that you get extras that go with those characters could be used on army builders that you've got for other figures. Nice, like that. What about you, Mark, with the whole tier concept, the points that we got to hit and characters you'd like to see?
Well, like Tom says, I definitely think we're going to hit all. I think we're comfortably, and like what you said, Dan, I think we're comfortably going to get all the unlocks. I liked everything you mentioned, Dan. I'm a bit on the opposite direction to Tom there, where Tom said he'd like generic characters. I like the idea of everything you mentioned. So variants of existing characters, maybe like original design characters. I think any of that, maybe even a bit of each. So maybe one like existing character in a Night Force, subline, maybe an original character. I mean, the good thing is they've got so much to play with, you know what I mean? To play with as unlocks. And the other good thing is they're all figures. Like what you mentioned, I think with the Hiss tank, they probably learnt from that, because initially some of the unlocks at some of the periods were things like missile add-ons, weren't they? And they were good, but I think a few people were a bit disappointed when the Hiss tank was unlocked and we had a few of those kind of unlocks, like say just add-on missiles and things, because people were thinking, are we going to get figures? Yeah.
So let's recap. Let's recap the Hiss tank. So the Hiss tank first unlock was the add-on missiles on the side, the mounted missiles. The second was the
the early bird was the first.
Yeah, the early bird was the figure though, right?
No, we got another figure as well.
What's the early bird?
It came with a figure, and then we got an early bird.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So yes, early bird figure. So it came with a figure in the base office, and the early bird was a figure. But the first actual unlock was the missiles. The second one was the canopy to sort of be more retro themed, like that canopy. Which, to be fair, wasn't too exciting for me personally, because I don't want it to go. I didn't want to go retro with my new tooled up fantasy classified here. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to go backwards with the line, so that was not all fun for me. But again, if you're a fan of the retro, absolutely. And then the fourth or third was the more weapons. Oh, and we also got the female gunner. Oh, okay,
tank.
Yeah. We got the female trooper. And then the fourth one, I don't know if they added this after the fact because it did so well. We don't really know. But it did get revealed a little bit later because it was only an image at first, like we've seen here. And it's Cobra Commander with a Mickey Mouse variant on the front, and it's going to be on a retro card. So the His Tank came with all the extra add-ons. So it's nice. And again, that's why I think they've done a good job here by giving us all the extra bits in the base offering. There's no unlock for the blast effects. And again, not putting that past Hasbro. They've played those games in the past. We all remember the Star Wars bones and cardboard backdrop you got with your what was the Rancor didn't get with the Rancor. Do you know what I mean? But they're joke tiers. Do you know what I mean? They are joke. That is joke tiers where I feel like a figure. I feel is like what we want to see. And I again going off what we were saying, I think I'm with Tom in regards to just more generic, like it doesn't have to be troopers as such, but you like just generic mechanic or ground crew or whatever. I'm fine with that rather than individual characters, I guess, because again, if you are buying more than one, you can utilize all the characters in the display rather than having to put one at the back facing another way so no one sees you've got a clone in your display, do you know? So, but yeah, there's that. So, 26, what was it? 26 is to beat 26,722 is to beat. Will it beat that? Shall we get an early prediction from everyone? So, Mark, you think it will? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done on the, the 18th of July, which is way over a month. It's literally over a month away, right? And at that point, you'll be rolling into Comic-Con and stuff. I have no doubts I'll be showing this off at Comic-Con. People are going to be able to see this in hand. Actually, when is the Comic-Con? Am I thinking too?
I think so.
It's 18th of July, I think.
Okay. Well, even if it's finished by then, they can still show this fucker off at Comic-Con, right? So people are going to see this in hand at Comic-Con for sure. So when it's all said and done, Mark thinks it is going to beat 26,000. What do you think, Tom? It's on record now. It's recorded for everyone to hear.
It's like you've got to calculate the size of the thing versus it costing a little less. Plus, maybe everyone having a little less money than they did a year ago because all the prices have gone up. I don't know. Maybe about the same.
Okay. Sitting on the fence there, Thomas. All right, it's comfortable there. Get yourself a pillow. I think, to be fair, I sort of don't know where to land on this either. What do the chat think? Let me ask the chat. I can use that as an escape. What do you guys think? Let me jump it back to you. At the end of the day, when this is all said and done, and again, we're just brainstorming here, like, is this going to have more backers than the His Tank? Now, granted, the His Tank is a bit more of a generic army builder and more of an iconic vehicle, you could argue. Maybe, again, that's everyone's own opinions, but I think maybe, I don't know, the Hiss, a bit smaller, ground vehicle as well, maybe more display space. I'm curious. San Diego Comic-Con is the 19th to the 23rd of July, says Bring Toys to Work, so though this will end just before Comic-Con starts. But again, there's no reason why they couldn't show this off at Comic-Con anyway, so we shall see. 2 Dragonflies would take up 6 foot of space. Why not save space for future Haslabs? Yeah, absolutely. We always say that, though, regardless, it doesn't matter what we buy. 2 of collectors' biggest enemies are money and funds and space. We never have enough of the 2. It's always an issue for us ongoing collectors. Okay, Jay's Toys Collection's throwing in a prediction. He says it's going to be 29,000, but it is Jay's Toy Collection UK going to be one of those 29,000? We shall have yet to find out. We're yet to find out. Craig says maybe, but it'll be close. Compulsive Collector says, I think there's fewer than the Hiss, but not by much. Christopher says slightly lower than the Hiss tank is my prediction. Mike says, Feral, I mean, this will definitely back. Ashaholic with a super chat. I see that. Thank you very much. I'm going to let Friday pop that up. Until then, Jarhez says 21,000. Designing Case says equal or less, but also depends on the Hasbro pre-orders of other brands. Here's Ashaholic super chat. Thank you so much.
Ashaholic donated $6 Looks like trophy to me, Dan. We can pretend it's Chelsea player hoisting it. Hashtag another suffering fan.
There's no need for that, Ash. No need for that. Thrown in a Chelsea reference. He says, the stand looks like a trophy to me, Dan. We can pretend it's a Chelsea player holding it. Yeah, no trophies for Chelsea in the foreseeable future, that's for sure. No Champions League football either. Sad times. But I appreciate the super chat. That makes me feel a little bit better. Thank you so much. Your boy's got toys says, don't worry, the next Joes Haslab will be the hanger, so it's okay. So yeah, don't stress, buy as many as you want. There's a hanger incoming. Unboxing Art says you can hang the Dragonfly from the ceiling, plenty of space there. 16 Shooter says lots of sales of previous Haslabs were sold to scalpers, but a lot that stock like Galactus are sitting on eBay. So I wonder if the element will slow down on orders. Yep, interesting perspective for sure. Definitely scalpers out there. There's no avoiding them. They're in every market, not just toys, trainers, and whatever it be. There's always people looking to make a quick buck.
See, the thing is, though, Dan, one thing I think is, obviously the Hiss was the first G.I Joe Haslab last year, and I think there's a lot of people have maybe seen that. People who didn't back it, for example, have seen that and think, oh, there were some great figures that came with that. I really feel like I want to back one now. So I kind of feel like there's kind of a buzz around this one because I think the Hiss tank's more iconic out the two. Dragonfly and Hiss tank. The Hiss tank's probably more iconic out the two, vehicles. But I think also at the same time, there's a lot of people who like FOMO. Basically, I think FOMO will drive people to probably back it. So I've got a good feeling it will. I didn't think that until today, until it started. I wasn't sure because it's not an army building vehicle in essence with Wild Bill and everything compared to this tank. I thought maybe it won't do it, but been proven wrong. It's smashing through it. So I think it will. Yeah, I think we'll do it.
FOMO is a real disease, Mark.
Yeah,
deadly serious. I've been diagnosed it by my doctor. He says you suffer from FOMO, and I'm like, I know I do. I can't help it. Oh shit! See, FOMO. I can't help it. Looking at the chat, Fortress Maximus says 22k. So yeah, people are throwing in their predictions, and we shall see. A whole month, so a long way to go. And again, we'll be back to talk about that. But any final thoughts on this before we just quickly recap the rest of the Joe news, as there has been other Joe news already in June, and we're not even a week into it yet. So I'll skim through some pictures. Any final thoughts here on this new Haslab Dragonfly helicopter with Wild Bill? Before we move on there, Tom.
I'm still thinking where the hell I'm going to put this bloody thing.
It's a problem for future Tom. Told you, let future Tom deal with it. You just chill.
Future Tom will be stressing about it.
We got a super chat from California Red Devil.
California Red Devil donated $4.99. Since Mickey Mouse Commander was the last unlock, before what about Super Rare Zap Bazooka Soldier or Classic Duke since was originally a mail-in?
Oh, interesting. California Red Devil says, since Mickey Mouse Commander was the last unlock for the Hiss tank, which did get unlocked and we are getting it, he says, what about the Super Rare Zap Bazooka Soldier or Classic Duke since they were the original mail-in? Now, maybe if this does chug along quickly like the Hiss tank did, they will throw in a fourth unlock. There's no reason why they can't or shouldn't. So the last Hiss tank had 4 unlocks, with the last one being the Cobra Commander. They could add a fourth. So far, they've only announced 3. 2 of them are mysteries, but there's no reason there couldn't be a fourth, and I wouldn't be mad at those options. Not at all. Again, I still think characters like Duke and Scarlet, even though we got them in Wave 1, are worthy of a re-release with a more classic deco rather than the Space Age gold shin pads and stuff. I still want Scarlet in a bloody yellow one piece. I know it doesn't really make sense, but that's my mind's eye of Scarlet, so there you go.
There is a pilot version of Scarlet, Dan.
Oh, there you go. There you go. She could be co-pilot of my Dragonfly. Any final
didn't they do her with the Sky Strike?
She did, yeah. I think she did, yeah. Yeah, I think they did, yeah. Not my scale, though. Not my scale, though, Tom. Not my scale.
Yeah.
Mark, any final thoughts?
I think it just looks excellent. I think, you know, the grayscale model looks nice to see all the parts there, but when you see those pictures of it in color, it's just breath. I mean, it's just so good. It's just so good. Yeah, that's not much more you
Yeah. It's so good, Mark.
can say is that
oh, there you go.
It's great.
You there? You're back?
Yes, I was saying, sorry. It just looks so good. It's just absolutely great.
All good. Well, again, my final thoughts are, I'm eating my words because yesterday I said I didn't want an air vehicle. I was like, how am I going to display that? And they solved my problem by just giving me a display base, and it looks epic. It just looks epic. So, yeah, I am very happy with it. Again, we get this, if it backs, in summer of 2024. So let's jump to the first day of the month where they put up 4 pre-orders. Okay, so we're just going to recap real quickly the rest of the news, and then we might get in some callers. Okay, we've not done this on Joes+Juice yet, so I'm not too sure how it will work, but I am curious to hear what you guys think. Again, this channel is all about community, so I want to know what you guys think. Are you backing it? What do you think? You've heard what we think, so stick around while we recap this news, and I'll throw out the Zoom link to a few people if you want to jump on the show live. We're taking some live callers on the Zoom call, and just to get some initial thoughts before we get out of here. All right, so if you want to be on the show, stick around while we recap this. Okay, so the first day of the month, G.I Joe June, they kicked off with 4 initial pre-orders. Now, to be fair, 3 of them we knew, well, all 4 of them we knew about, but 3 of them hadn't officially been revealed yet. But they are all here now, up for pre-order. We have, first up, we have the Arctic Bat. That was teased to us in the background of Snowjob's packaging, and it was also seen on leaked images and stuff, so we know we're getting it. But he comes with an interchangeable head, which is unique for the bats, and a few interchangeable effect hand pieces that are interchangeable between all the different bats we're getting. So I've went in on 2 of these for now. 2 of these to chase Snowjob in my collection. Tom, what do you think of the Arctic Bat?
I really like. I think I like this more than the actual bat. The only bugger is that I bought too many of the actual bat, and now I'm a bit. I ordered one of these, and I'm kind of like, because he's got the old head. He kind of can be his own person.
He could, yeah. He's
like an AI soldier or something. He doesn't even have to be a bat. But part of me's going, yeah, but you should really get another one because it's an army built up. But we'll see. You'll
be able to use that head as well on any of your previous bats. Do you know, there's no reason why you can't use that new head. So you could get 2 of these, display them with the white helmet, but then make one of your many other bats a specialist.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark?
I think it looks great, Dan. I've ordered 4. So I think it looks really, really good. What I like as well, going off how they're liking to make bats in particular, but other army builders as well. They're liking to make their own versions, should we say? So you've got the Crimson Bats. Obviously, it's Arctic Bat now. Yeah. With the chainsaw hand, one thing I'm thinking we could get is a Dreadnought bat as like a future army builder. You know, I know in our chat I mentioned that a few people sort of mentioned that in the US group of our chat, but the chainsaw arm makes me think, you know, Zartan and the Dreadnoks could have a bat of their own. You know, Lenny loves the Dreadnoks, so possible future bat.
Time will tell. But he comes with the interchangeable parts again. All you can mix between all your other bats. But he looks good in the white. I like the sort of the new color on the visor as well. So there we have the Arctic Bat. Next up, we have the Crimson Guard in Python Patrol. Even though he doesn't look very crimson, there's only a highlight of red. He's more like a, I don't know, a bit of a mustard Crimson Guard, I suppose. We don't know, but it is what it is. It is the Python Patrol variant of the Crimson Guard. Is he essential? No, he's not essential, but if you want him, he's there. He's a Target exclusive, I believe, in the US. Remember, all Joes in the UK, boo, are Hasbro Pulse exclusives. We're not a fan of it, but it is what it is at the minute. So, Mark, what do you think of the Crimson Guard that's not actually Crimson?
Yeah, the lack of Crimson Guard. Yeah, I quite like him, Dan. I think this makes me... What I would like to see from the Crimson Guard is I'd like to see a blue version, like how the Troop was done, so that could be like Cobra Commander's.
Do you want a Blue Guard?
No, Blue Guard, but as in essence, there's like Cobra Commander's elite kind of unit, because obviously in the cartoon and that the Crimson Guard was sort of Cobra Commander's unit and the Crimson Twins, but obviously the Crimson Twins, that's kind of more associated with them. I'd like to see a blue version of this that could be, say, Destro, Baroness, Cobra Commander, sort of elite bodyguard unit. But it does make me like think. I'm sure there'll probably be of course it's Crimson Guard, but maybe there'll be an Arctic Guard, at some point in the future. I
imagine this isn't the last of the repaints we see with the Joe line. So you'll have a rainbow of Crimson Guards at some point, and Crimson will just be irrelevant at that point. But it is what it is. Again, I've sort of leaned into having a separate display for my Python Patrol and stuff. So I think I pre-ordered 2 of these and 2 of the Arctic Bats as well. So. Yeah, I'm still in. If it's an army builder, I need at least 2 in my collection to represent that. But I don't mind Tom's idea of making it a specialist. That might save me a little bit of money too down the line. But there he is, not crimson at all. He's mustard, but it still pops undoubtedly. What do you think, Tom?
I didn't order any.
Okay, there you go.
I'm a little tired of Python Patrol. I don't know how many troops do you need in grey and yellow. But I'm also a bit of a. I'm a bit of a purist with when I come to the display. I'm like, I just want it to look like it is in my mind's eye. So when you start getting weird coloured troops, I think it has to be like the Arctic Bat, where it really they try to do something new with the figure, like it's got a new head or something, so it makes it its own thing. Whereas I find just a straight repaint after a while, like because I got the Python Patrol Troopers, and then I got the gas mask's head to try and make them a bit different. But so I've skipped it. Also, Crimson Guards, I'm like, they have to be Crimson for me to be bothered about.
As I've said, they're not needed by any means, but it's a variant out there if people want it. And like you said, Tom, some people are skipping these sublines altogether and just trying to keep it sort of main line releases without the sort of sub teams. I don't mind the sub teams as long as we get enough of them to create a sort of display. But sometimes they take liberties. But yeah, I don't think it doesn't need to be called Crimson Guard when it's not even Crimson. But it is what it is. That's up for pre-order right now. Then we also got Tiger Force Dusty, who again is just a straight up repaint of the Dusty we already got, but in the Tiger Force colours. We've already got Tiger Force Recondo and Tiger Force Outback and Tiger Force Bazooka, Tiger Force Duke. So we've got a nice little squad of Tiger Force characters. So I'll get him just to add to that sort of display. But again, he's not one you need. Like I'm assuming, Tom, this one you may skip and keep the other Dusty, or do you actually prefer this colour scheme?
But I mean, if it went on sale, I'd pick him up. Yeah. Maybe do a head swap or something.
Yeah.
I didn't think the original Dusty it looks okay, but I didn't think it was one of the best figures we got last year, so I wasn't that desperate to add another version of it.
I agree. He's just another character, a unique character to add to the shelf, but he's not a front rower for me. He's not on the front row of my Joe's display for sure. Mark, what do you think of Tiger Force Dusty?
I actually prefer the colours of Tiger Force Dusty to the regular Dusty, Dan. I haven't pre-ordered it though. The reason for that is there's a possibility Kapow Toys mentioned they'll probably breaking for anyone wants to know. Kapow Toys might be getting the Arctic Bat in June possibly, and because they just drop into Arctic in import, they just drop into Kapow Toys straight in stock. They don't do pre-orders, and they're possibly going to get Snow Job as well, which is obviously a Pulse exclusive in June. So if they got that, I would probably get this from Kapow Toys if it came up in Kapow Toys. But I do like the colour scheme more. I prefer the colour scheme of Tiger Force Dusty more.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you. The colour scheme is maybe better.
He's probably more mainstream colour stream than the actual Desert Dusty, if you know what I mean, because the greens blend in with the rest of the squad. And yeah, in reference to what Mark said, some of the independents are importing some stuff in over Pulse, and we have seen some of this stuff in physical form on AliExpress, so we know there's early shipments or whatever out there, so I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, always check out In Demand, Comic and Cocktails, Star Action Figures, Kapow Toys. They're going to try their best to sort of keep us UK collectors with Joe's, considering Pulse just let them sell out within hours and don't get me started. Talking about one that did sell out.
Props and replicas too.
Yes, props and replicas, absolutely. One that did sell out on Pulse UK within 2 hours, I think it did. You could only order 3 though, and like you greedy Americans, you could order 20 of these bastard things. I kid, of course, I only kid, but it's true. In the US, you could order 20 of these. In the UK, you could only order 3. Not that I wanted 20, but it's the principle. It's the principle. But it is, of course, the Bubble Trouble with the Telly Viper. Now, this is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. And this now we're talking about proper Joes. Now we knew this was coming. This isn't a surprise. We've seen it already, but it's always nice to see the pretty promotional pictures, the pre-order to go up, so we can see the price point, all of that good stuff. So this is vintage Joes to me, as in like, well, Cobra as such. Vintage, like just wacky Mars technology designs. I remember them from the cartoon as such, and like if there was a smaller scale vehicle that I'd want the Joes team to do, Bubble Trouble was right at the top of the list. So I'm very happy to see these. I'm at least getting 2 of these to flank my Hiss tank that's now going to be chased by a bloody dragonfly. So the airs are going to start to get a little bit busy. But I'm very pleased with how this came out, how it looks. I love the 3 interchangeable heads as well. So if you do buy more than one, you have options for display, etc. But the Trouble Bubble itself, I think, looks really cool as well. So Tom, what do you think of this?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think that this is the vehicle that I've been waiting for since the line started.
My point, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, this is iconic.
It's like when they did Baroness and the bike. I was like, why have they done the bike?
Yeah, the coil. Yeah.
And every vehicle since then, I think I've just been like, can't we just get a Trouble Bubble, because that fits this line. You're not going like where I'm going to put this massive helicopter, or am I still going to have room for all the figures I want to buy after I put a tank in it? It's like Trouble Bubble, you just stick them up above. You can have everything else going on below. It suits 6-inch, and it's kind of the classic. It's from the titles of the show. It's perfect, and plus you get a cool original troop builder as well with loads of cool head sculpts. But I don't think I have them in the Trouble Bubble.
So how many are you getting?
2.
Yeah, same as me. Even numbers. Mark, what do you think of the Trouble Bubble?
I echo what Tom said, Dan. I think it's excellent. For me, the 2 reveals that I was most excited about was the Arctic Bat and the Trouble Bubble. I missed out initially on both Pulse and In Demand. I think they're back up on Pulse.
We can check.
And there is a rumour we're going to get a Python Patrol Trouble Bubble and Telly Viper as well at some point.
Now they've sculpted this up. I'm not going to put it past them a little repaint. If we're going to get bloody mustard Crimson Guards, then we're absolutely going to get a repaint of the Trouble Bubble. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's back in stock on UK Pulse after selling out in 2 hours. So it's in stock right now on UK Pulse, $55.99, which isn't cheap. But again, each to their own. I was fine with that. I went in for 2. But the Mustard Guards, they're still in stock. The Arctic Bats are out of stock, though. They're gone. And Dusty is still in stock. His never went out of stock, to be fair. But yeah, if we just scan through the Joe... Again, remember, in the UK, this is just a UK thing. I think it's the rest of Europe as well, to be fair. But Joes are Pulse exclusives, okay? So if you're a Joe fan and you're just not up to date with the news like the majority of people watching the stream are, and you're like, do you know what? Today I'm going to go and pre-order some Joes. You'd get on and... Arctic sold out, Big Ben sold out, Vipers sold out, Snowjob's back in stock, Scrap Iron's out of stock, Torpedo's out of stock, Rock and Roll's out of stock, Copperhead's out of stock, Shipwreck's out of stock, Bazooka's out of stock. Do you know, like, it's shit. Do better, Hasbro, right? I'm about to put down a lot of money on a bloody helicopter. Let's make these things accessible for the new collectors, please. So, yeah, shout out the independents that are trying to make that happen. But yeah, not great. But back to
you're right, because it makes no sense if you're going to get less people backing Haslabs from this country if you can't sell them the base and stuff.
Exactly. I completely agree. We've spoken about it on the channel before. We're not a fan of it, but again, Hasbro, do better. Why are they Pulse exclusive? Why? Unnecessary. So Bubble Trouble, we can agree we all like that. So that was day 1. That was the 1st of June. Those 4 pre-orders went up. You can get them now. The 2nd of June, or maybe on the same day, I can't even remember. But we've had 2 digital render reveals with Grunt. And then talking of those Crimson Guards, at least this one is Crimson. It is a Crimson Viper. So these are 2 digital renders. We don't actually know where these are going to end up falling, but it is a Crimson Viper and Grunt, who also has the interchangeable head to make him... it's a Steel Corpse, isn't it? Is it the Steel Corpse helmet? Yeah. Is that what they call it? So yeah, let's
Brigade
have a look at these.
Corps, I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
So first up, let's look at Grunt. Tom, what do you think of Grunt?
I'll let Mark go first because he's super
Oh,
enthusiastic.
go on, Mark, go on.
Well, these are the two reveals I've been, as soon as these were revealed, Dan, I was like, right, this is where my budget's going for my for Yojo June, basically. So these are the two I'm most excited for. I think all three of us have talked about it. I know Tom has, and I'm sure all three of us have. I've been waiting for a Joe troop builder, for ages, because we've obviously had loads of Cobra troop builders. We needed a Joe troop builder. I got really excited when I saw the Brigade Corps, I should say, 2-pack of male and female initially, but I actually prefer this to that. And when this goes up for pre-order, and he's rumored to go up for pre-order in June, I'm gonna go for it.
It looks like he's got his iPhone just like plugged in to his panel in there at his chest. I was going to say, like, we have been needing, you're completely right, we've been needing a generic G.I Joe troop builder. Like, we haven't got one yet. We've got a few sort of things that are getting close to it, but not a generic sort of green shirt type of guy. Now, this still isn't there yet, but it's the closest we've got to it. What do you think, Tom?
We just going back to that point that you just made. The only thing I think it's lacking is one extra head sculpt of like a different ethnicity, and then like a face mask, so you can like hide the bottom of their face, like they did with the Hoth Troopers in Black Series.
Yeah.
Just mix it all up. Have a few with the helmets, with the full face helmet, and a few with the green helmet. Different face showing, mask over it, and then it would have been perfect for that. But I know Grunt isn't really an army. He's really an individual character, but they're obviously going for that army building element like they did with Big Ben with the gas mask heads. But I do think we'll get a green shirts 2-pack at some point.
We've got to, ain't we? We've got to. We need a generic. We've got so many Cobra army builders. So many. And don't get me wrong, I love getting the unique characters, but I would love to fill out my Joe shelf with just some generic army goals. The front line guys, all right? We need some green shirts. This isn't quite there yet, but it's getting closer. It's getting closer. But I'm never going to complain at an interchangeable head to make it a unique perspective, and that's what we get here. Because I think the other Steel Brigade sort of corps are like bluish, ain't they? They're blue and gold type thing. So this one's green. So even if you just buy one extra Grunt, you can have maybe a unique extra Steel Brigade sort of character. But again, each to their own. I'm
always tempted to get this, shove the Steel Brigade helmet on it, and use the head for Falcon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because let's be
honest. Because I cancelled my Falcon. I was like, it looks.
Mine's shipping this week from Pulse, I think, my Falcon, and I'm not...
Yeah, they said mine was shipping. I was like, do I even want that?
Yeah, I've left.
I cancelled it, but I might go back.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not what I'm looking forward to. I'm not gonna lie. But we need. If you're gonna give us an interchangeable head in a Joe release moving forward, throw in an extra Falcon head, all right? Just an apology head. I don't care who he's with, right? I don't care. Just throw an extra Falcon head with someone, just so we can replace the one we've currently got. So there's that, and then the next one, again, these are digital render only reveals, and at least this Crimson Viper is actually crimson this time, but it is basically just a repainted Viper in the crimson colours. But you seem to like this one, Mark.
Yeah, these two just spoke to me, Dan. Again, this
what did they say? What did they say?
Yeah, they said buy me.
Buy me, yeah, nice. No, yeah.
This is one I will be getting. I'm going to get more of the Grunt compared to the Vipers, only because like exactly what you were saying, Dan. I want more Joe army builders now. I've got quite a lot of Cobra army builders, so I'll get a few of these, but the Grunt is what I'm going to focus on. But yeah, I like you I've made shelves of things. So I've got a shelf with the Crimson Twins, Crimson Guards, Crimson Bats, and these are going to go on that shelf as well. So yeah, I'm loving all these original creation army builders that Lenny is coming up with. I'm all for it. So Arctic Vipers, they'd be great as well. I'd take those, in the future.
He's not exactly diving deep into the depths of his imagination, is he? But it's just a splash of colour on one of the figures. Do that one again in red. There you go. You call it the Crimson Viper. It'll do. Look, I'm not mad at it either, but let's be honest, it's a repaint of a figure, but it's still a solid figure. And again, you're giving your options for your display. You don't have to buy tons of everything. everyone, this is what the magic about collecting is. Everyone's collections are different. Everyone's displays are different. Everyone has their own rules. Each one of us, all three of us love the Joe line. All of us have got a big collection. None of us will display the same. None of us will have the same quantity of figures or characters. It's the magic of collecting, and it's always fun. So there's those 2 digital only render reveals, along with the 4 pre-orders as we just seen. So yeah, and then today with the Haslab, we're only on the 5th of June and we've already had a busy G.I Joe June. So let's go back to the Haslab and end the stream by taking some calls. So of course we're on a Zoom call right now. So you guys know how this works on this channel. If you want to come on the stream right now and just give us just literally the last 5-10 minutes of the stream, just your reaction, your first reactions to the Haslab, to the Dragonfly. Are you backing it? Are you not bagging it? Just to hear some other perspectives within the community. Send me a fresh DM on Instagram right now. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. All our Instagrams are on our names right under our faces. Make sure you're following Mark at Mini Plastic Multiverse and Tac Tac Customs as well, of course. So hit me up on Instagram right now. Send me a fresh DM. And I will send you the Zoom link. Come and join us for the last part of this stream, just so we can hear some other voices, because us three, we've talked for the last hour or so. We're obviously fanboys. We're excited about this. But what do you guys think? And again, you can come on and tell us you hate it as well. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to love it. You can come on, be critical, dislike it. It's all fair game. I am curious to hear what people think. Yeah, here we go. I'll try and get a decent perspective image while people do that. Yeah, absolutely massive. There it is. Impressive. Okay, let me check my Instagram. See who sent me a little fresh DM. He wants to come on and talk some toys. Do you reckon the overall consensus on this, lads, is people are pleasantly surprised?
I think so, Dan.
Oh, by the way, it keeps steamrolling up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sending out the link to a few people. We've got a couple so far. Again, if you are watching live right now, if you are watching us live right now and you want to be on the show right now, then hit me up on Instagram. Simple as that. Hit me up on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Send me a fresh DM. I will send you the Zoom link and I will get you in on this call. I've not had guests on this stream yet, so I will have to figure it out as we go along. But I'm getting good at Streamlabs, so I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. We'll make it happen.
I'm just going to pop up for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, and then there was 2 marks. So I've sent the link out to some people.
That's right, Dan.
I've sent the link out to some people, so we should be good. We have some guests in a second. I'm just gonna
perfect.
See if I can.
The one thing that'd be nice with this, Dan, as well, with this Dragonfly is there's of course a Tiger Force option, so we could have it in Tiger Force colours. You know, that's if they ever do redo Haslabs. I mean, they've got the mould, but yeah, plenty of options, plenty of choice.
Yeah. Okay. There's Okay, we got a caller. We got our first caller on the line. Let's get them in here. Let's press accept. And let's go to my Zoom call. Oh, there's the empty chair. Oh, we've got a caller. Our first caller on the line is Jay's Toys Collection UK. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, my name's Jay. I am from the UK.
Hey, Jay, give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts on this Haslab, because you were like, I don't know, it wasn't one you were 100% knew you were gonna get or anything, right? What are you thinking right now at 10:30 on this day?
At 10:30, I'm thinking this thing is bloody massive. So I've already been in the toy room. I've already got the tape measure out and tried to see if this thing would fit in before I commit to backing it. So I think it looks excellent, really. And I think the value is definitely going to be there for this one. But it's just so big. I don't know if I could display it. I do like the sort of 3 3/4 inch scale vehicles to hang above. But this one's going to muck the whole display up. But as you've all been telling me in the chat that I need to buy this, apparently. I'm being enabled live. Cheeky Monkey's not happy with me.
It's one.
Is Cheeky Monkey ever happy with you?
Is she ever happy with me? She's happy with me on days I don't buy toys.
Oh,
that can't be.
That's not many days, is it? That's not many days. We are at 7K. Says Bring Toys to Work. We are at 7K. Let me jump back to the web if I can find it, and we can have a look. I'll jump back to me because I'm still here, people. There you go. Here I am. Hello, hello. I think let me jump back to the web and give it a refresh. So I'm giving it a refresh.
I've got a
live.
question for Jay.
Yeah, go for it.
Jay, something. Is that all right? Like,
yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to, Jay, in your video, I know you did say you're thinking of selling the Sky Striker. If they do, would you be happy if down the line, because we're probably going to get obviously classified Haslabs every year. Would you like a classified scale Sky Striker at some point?
I wouldn't say no. It would be even more massive, wouldn't it? Really, let's be honest. Probably it would. 4 times the size of this one. So I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I did try and do a pre-show video, try and warm everybody up, get them over here to the chat. So yeah, it's flying off the shelves, isn't it? It's how these numbers are going absolutely crazy. And like the WCW ring, the Rancor, everything I backed fails. I haven't backed this yet, and it's going well. So you don't want me to jinx it. Let's be honest.
Well, just as the chat are telling me now, you can see live. We at 6:45. I pinned it to the comment in when I set the stream up at 6 o'clock. It was 5,000. So within 3 hours or so, it's jumped over 2,000 and it is now at 7,000. So only less than 3,000 more now, and it is already backed. So we are on track to back within 24 hours again. But we have another caller entered the chat, as we just seen. He was on fire a minute ago, but the smoke is out. Caller, what's your name? Where you from?
I'm Craig, and I'm from Birmingham. And I've won the 100 quid.
No cash prizes here. What do you think? What do you think of the Dragonfly? You in?
Yes, definitely. I was in the second to watch the video. So, I was a bit disappointed, like Tom, at first. I was like, I wanted a land vehicle. But then when I saw what was coming with the first initial package, I was just like, yeah, they've blown it out the water again. Like, and like you've just said, like, it's back. It'll be back by tomorrow morning. You'll wake up and they'll be revealing another tier. I see it happening.
That's exactly what we want. We want to run through these to see what the other unlocks are.
Hopefully they'll give us, I think it will back that fast. They'll give us a 4th tier again. And I reckon it will be another, like someone said in the chat, it will be another quirky retro carded figure, I reckon.
Wouldn't be mad at that. Wouldn't be mad at that at all. We have another caller, this time all the way from across the Atlantic. We have an American friend. I'm very curious to hear his perspective on this. He's a big G.I Joe fan. You'll know him from Legends and Liquor. It is, of course, Christopher Allen. Christopher, my friend, it wasn't the Havoc, as you predicted, but it is now confirmed as the Dragonfly. What are your thoughts?
At first, it's massive. I'm with Jay. I was like walking around with a tape measure today. Like, where am I going to put this thing? But then after I got over that, and then my wife was like, what about right here? And I'm like, where all your stuff is? Okay. So I guess we're going to move some of her stuff, and I think I got a spot for it.
Now you know why you married the woman. Now you know why. It was revealed today. That is very kind of her. So, even though it wasn't what you thought or hoped it would be, seeing it and actually seeing it, did it impress you? Was it better than you expected it to be?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they nailed it. I thought they did a really good job with it. Yeah, it was better than I thought it would be if it was the Dragonfly. Yeah. It's got me excited.
Absolutely.
And I like the fact that it came with a base also.
Yeah, that's a big point for me.
I didn't want to hang it from my ceiling or anything. So yeah, the fact that
I don't think my ceiling would hold the weight.
Yeah.
I think I'd just be in bed and it'd end up in my lap or something.
Going back to Jay, give us like the concept of value here, because that is a big important thing with these Haslabs. So the base offering, we know we get Wild Bill, all the effect pieces, the interchangeable bits for the wings, and the base offering for us in the UK. Again, let me just jump back to me for a quick look. It is £289.99p. Not a cheap item by any means. And again, it's an individual choice whether you want to back it or not. Of course it is. So Jay, how do you feel with the value on this one?
In the base offering, I think it's pretty much there. If we get the unlocks, or at least some of the unlocks, it's 100% there for me. I was surprised when I saw it was actually less than the Hiss tank, to be honest with you. I thought we'd actually go up, but I've heard people say that obviously freight shipping costs have come down, so maybe that's helped bring the price down. But for the size of it, I think it's it was, again, bringing it back to something else that was huge. Like WCW ring was 40 inches long. So something this size, I think, for this price is actually pretty good, because they wanted nearly double the price of that of this for that. So I think it's there. If we get 4 figures with it, £25 a figure, take £100 off, you're talking £190 or $175 for a 35-inch light up helicopter. I think it's here. I can't think we can argue really with the value on this one.
Wow.
But again, they don't
YouTube
have
will.
the royalty to pay.
YouTube
Yeah.
will. YouTube will. You just wait. Craig, what do you think of the value on this one?
Yeah, brilliant. Like the fact that it's less than his tank and it's bigger, it's just like Jay was saying, it's just like it. I was expecting it to be 350 because it was bigger, but then when it was announced that it was obviously 370 to 390 for us, 290, sorry, I was like, yes. Especially when you see that we've got the blast effects that are the size of the helicopter alone. I was just like, the rockets and everything with it, for the base offering, it's worth it. Even if we don't get the other figures, it is worth just what we got.
Yeah.
But at this rate, we're going to get everything anyway. So
Going to Christopher. So, what's the price for it in the US?
$279.99, I think.
And does it depend on what?
$279.
Does it depend on what state you're in? Depends on what tax is added on top of that.
I'm not really sure. I think after I checked out, it was like $294 or something.
And that's with
So, yeah,
shipping.
there was well, I got Pulse Premium.
Oh,
so
nice,
it was free
nice.
shipping. That was with tax, yeah. So it's
So-
probably different.
So how do you
sales
feel?
tax or whatever.
How do you feel with the value then? For yourself?
I think the value was definitely there on this. I was expecting it to be more, so I was happy with the price, especially with all the blast effects it comes with, and yeah, all the bells and whistles. Possibly 4 figures.
So jump into unlocks. Have you got any idea what you'd like to see, or what characters you'd like to see for the unlocks? Unique characters, variants, or just ground crew?
Night Force Crazy Legs is one I'm hoping for. Maybe Free Fall. He's a good character. Somebody was saying they wanted General Hawk, but he's already been revealed as a mainline figure. But he came in like a flight suit, and you can't fit all the figures in the helicopter. So if it came with like a Hawk with like his jetpack, where he like, and you could have him like flying along it or whatever.
Very
That'd
nice.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, very
Definitely.
nice. What about you, Craig? With the unlocks, what would you like to see?
Yet again, a free fall. I'd like a free fall. Maybe some crown crew, yeah. I think with this one, it can be an army builder, but I reckon they're going to go down the route of unique characters, because yet again, like you were saying with the Wild Bill, we can always get a classic look down the line. So I was thinking they'll put a General Hawk in there because they've mentioned him so much. But like Christopher says, it's already in the main line. So I'm hoping for him to come with his jetpack. Like I think it was his Falcon Wings they called it or something. I can't remember. Or Hawk Wings, something like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I reckon they'll go down the route of unique characters. And maybe we might get quite a few head swaps. So we might be held to army build as well. But
let me just jump to the chat real quick. A few people have thrown in some suggestions. Felix does confirm that each state tax is different. So again, the price will fluctuate depending on where you live, slightly. Damien says Lifeline, Lightfoot, or Sci-Fi would be good options. So let me ask Jay then the same question. So Jay, you're someone who backed the Sky Striker, but then just sold all the individual figures because you wanted the vehicle. So what are you thinking of the unlocks on here? Would you like to see individual characters, but keep them this time round?
Yeah, so I would be keeping them this time round at least,
Yeah.
but at least the figures in the other one did pay for the actual Sky Striker.
Yeah,
So if
perfect.
anybody is looking for this as an investment piece, you got to think these Haslab projects. If you don't want the figures, or you just want the figures and don't want the helicopter, you'll be able to get a good sort of chunk of change back from it. I think they will go similar to what they did with the Sky Strikers. We've already seen, is it Ripcord, the first unlock figure? He was in the Sky Striker as well. So they also did a sort of flight suit version of Scarlet. So I'm thinking we've got to have some form of female figure, I'd assume, in here as well. So could it be a similar version of Scarlet in a flight suit?
I'd take that.
Then we got the retro card element that we had again with the Hiss tank. So we said there's a main General Hawk, but there's no reason we can't have an exclusive retro carded version of Hawk, maybe in a slightly different outfit. So that's a possibility. But my main thing is I think we'll get something Cobra, because with the Sky Striker, they did the Cobra takeover. So then you had the Cobra figures that came in and with the Sky Striker and boosted it up. So it wouldn't be surprised me if the final tier is some variant of, I don't know, of Destro or somebody like that or another generic Cobra character to take over, and maybe you could they might give you some different decals or something with it as well at the end with that Cobra figure, so you can say they've stolen the helicopter for themselves.
Infiltration, yeah. A few more suggestions from the chat from Travis. Says Airborne, Doc, and Crazy Legs again, like Christopher. Your boys got toys. Says, other than going against personal preference, I don't see what there is to complain about. Look, I'm sure there'll be people out there with different opinions, and that's absolutely fair game. So each to their own at this point. It is everyone's individual choice if they want this or not. But we're liking what we see here for sure. Greg says Wild Weasel is another one. So plenty.
We could get an ace.
An ace,
maybe an ace.
Yeah.
It would be a good one as well.
Well, let me check the back account then, and then we can get out of here as we sort of wrap up now. Let me jump back to me real quick. Hello, I'm back. Here I am. So let me refresh this, and we will end the stream with over 7,092. So not quite 9,500, but again, give it time. So it's moving quickly. Moving very quickly. This already has more backers than the Engine of Vengeance ever had, I think. Not comparing it to that, but I'm just saying that was the last Haslab we were talked about on this channel. So, a lot of people want this. A lot of people are liking the look of it. So you can go and check it out for yourself on the Hasbro Pulse website right now. I'm sure there'll be more talk about it on YouTube as well, as it always is, forums, Instagram, all of that good stuff. But it's a fun conversation to have. But undoubtedly, I don't think anyone can question what an epic display piece this will be. A 6-inch scale helicopter for your classified with lots of posing options and stuff like that. And unlocks to come, hopefully. Unlocks to come. So let's go back to these guys to say farewell. Firstly, the co-hosts of Joes+Juice. Let me go to Tom. Tom, pleasure as always. Where can the good people find you online?
At Mini Plastic Multiverse on Instagram. At Mini Plastiverse on Twitter. And hopefully right here later this month.
Yes, we'll be back. We will be back again in June to recap even more G.I Joe June news. Mark?
Well, you can find me on Tac Tac Customs on Instagram, on Tac Tac Toys with Film on YouTube, where I will be doing a video on the Dragonfly myself tomorrow. I know Jay and yourself have done one. I think I'm going to do one myself as well tomorrow. And like Tom says, back here later in the month on Joes+Juice for more reveals.
Yeah, we've still got a Joe Fest to go with reveals there, I'm sure, with Action Force and whatnot. So we'll be back. And then thank you to our special guest callers that you've definitely never seen before on this channel. It is Jay. Jay, where can people find you online?
I have changed my hair. I've washed it this evening, actually, before we came on the screen.
Beautiful.
You can find me on YouTube or Instagram at Jays_Toy Collection UK, where you can probably find out if I actually do decide to back this thing. I've already had the measuring tape out, so if you want to see me measure, that video is already there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay's on the way to 1K as well, people, so go and find him on YouTube for sure. Craig, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on craigs.nostalgic.collections on Instagram. And I have a spare 3 centimeters on my shelf with this on it. So, but I'm going to have to, I think I'm just going to do one big giant display because I've got about 2 Trouble Bubbles coming as well. I just want some little mini land vehicles for our Joes to go against them.
I told you, just have everyone hanging off the helicopter now. Just hang them off.
I'm going to have Hellfire Hank jumping down with the rope.
Look, get him a parachute. It'd be good. Yeah. And then our friend from across the pond, Christopher, always a pleasure. Where can people find you online?
I'm on Instagram. Christopher Allen 254 is where you can find me.
Beautiful. Pleasure, lads. Pleasure. Right, give them a wave. I'm going to cut back to me. Thank you very much to everyone on the stream today. Thank you to everyone getting involved in the chat. And again, if you've came to Joes+Juice today for the first time because of the Haslab hype, then go and check out the playlist. Me, Tom and Mark try and come on at least once a month if we can to recap all the news in the world of G.I Joe, Action Force, etc. And again, we'll be back again this month to recap the month that was, as we're only 5 days in and there's been a lot of news, so I'm sure there'll be more to talk about before the month is out. All right, so make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and we will see you on the next one. All right, goodbye people. Bye-bye. I've got an end screen somewhere. I'll find it. 1 second. There it is. Bye-bye. Hit a video, click one of them. Both great options, both of them. Click one of them. Bye-bye.